Democratic pollster Doug Schoen is going to join me now on set to talk again Wisconsin politics from the left side of politics. He's got a very nice Forbes column today up on the web on the same topic. Doug, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, let's just set out the facts. Did Scott Walker win the same set of voters that he won in 2010? I
think he won basically the same set of voters. The exit polls showed that he succeeded in getting a better turnout from his voters than Tom Barrett did from his. The new voters actually broke for Barrett, but bottom line, there were more of the Walker voters than there were the Barrett voters, and that's what made the difference.
Now, Doug, you're a pollster. I was very confused by some of these polls that came out today. You had the New York Times saying that the president would win Wisconsin, I think it was 51-44 come November. You had Michael Baroni at AEI. We've got those numbers from the Times up there for our viewers, 51-44.
Right.
But Baroni says, no, it's an even race.
Okay.
Who's right?
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the truth. The exit polls are screwed up, and one of the reasons I say that is we used to have 5 or 6 exit polls. Now we have 1. Everybody pays for it. Monopolization. Bad. The answer is the initial wave of the exit polls showed that the recall was a tie. It wasn't a tie. As you pointed out, Tom Barrett lost by 7 points to Scott Walker. The 11-point lead was weighted down to 7. My own internal calculations suggest that if you really rejigger the exit polls the way you should and look at it directly, Barone is probably much closer to the truth than those who say that Obama's ahead. Now, if you ask me to predict, and I'll come back after the election.
I do want you to predict.
Wisconsin will go in November, I predict, to President Barack Obama. But nationally, if you project this out, it's a tie race with all the momentum with Mitt Romney.
Okay, what should the president and the president's campaign learn from this election? What's the message here? 2
or 3 messages. First, their message isn't working. That's number 1. Number 2, and a big deal, if you have a big ground game like Labor had, it's not enough. And there's a third thing, and again, it was out there today. But President Bill Clinton has been saying that the Obama White House needs a different message and a different political strategy. Extend the tax cuts, conciliation, offer a contrast with Romney on the future. Huge difference in approach. Real question is, will the Obama campaign start listening to the former president?
Doug, we have a little time here. I'm so glad you brought that up. You worked for President Clinton. And you know, these comments have been construed as sort of a split in the Democratic Party, that he's somehow undermining the president and the president's campaign. You don't see it that way?
I don't see it as undermining. I think it is different philosophical approach, different presentation, different substantive approach, and ultimately a different way of campaigning. And what Bill Clinton is saying is there's a better and different way to do this, and if you follow that approach, President Obama, you'll have a better chance of winning and governing successfully. I think that's what Bill Clinton's saying.
Yeah, but Doug, I mean, come on. You've seen the president force several walkbacks here of guys who have come out and made the very same arguments that President Clinton has made. I'm thinking of Cory Booker, for example. Right? He said that the campaign against Bain Capital was nauseating, and then boom, less than 24 hours later, the White House is forcing him to walk that back. What indication do you have that the president is even open to these views?
Well, I don't know if he's open to them, but one thing's for sure. Bill Clinton will only walk back that which he wants to walk back. And as a former president, his stature is equal to, certainly not less than, President Obama. So he's offering deeply held views that were validated in the real world, because we left, as you know, in 2000 with a surplus. So I think the President Clinton, is offering good advice.